Hello to everyone, Vladimir Vlade, the Bulgarian Cowboy is back. And we are now going to talk about Yas Island and all that followed Yas Island. I will just now search for some documents. I will search for some documents to see how is it everything going with fight cards, and we are ready to discuss. We will discuss many upcoming fight cards, and looking back at this, it's gonna be a really, really fantastic way to go. Since the transition to Fight Island, we've seen a lot of changes, a lot of different stuff, and I'm waiting for you to join, and we're going to see which way is this going. I'll just activate it too. And to be honest, I want to say before I start that I want to say special thanks to the owner of channel MMA Picks for giving me a chance to take part in the interview. So yeah, a big shout out. I will just write, hold on, just to find his channel. Hold on a sec. I just need to give him a shout out. Hold on a sec. Where is it? All right. I just want to say massive shout out to this channel. All right, you can find him under MMA Picks. Thanks for letting me participate in this interview. And all right, now let's talk about what we came to discuss for. Well, the last week was pretty much rocky, and we had many ups and downs, and it was kind of hard. And lately, we've seen some major changes, some really, really major changes in UFC protocols, and we've seen changes in cage size. But now at Yas Island, that will be an interesting fact, because in Yas Island, we will watch again bigger cage, which is kind of good. But this week was so rocky, man. Khabib Nurmagomedov's father passed away, and I'm pretty much sorry because of that, because Abdulmanap was a hell of a coach. Abdulmanap was a hell of a coach, man. Whenever I watched the way he learned Khabib Nurmagomedov to dominate and to be one of the toughest names in the division, I was always saying, man, this had to go this way. But sometimes we can't choose, Sometimes, this COVID crisis is so dangerous, man. And we had also infection of Gilbert Burns, which left me heavily rocked. I literally started crying like a kid, when this happened, and when I've seen that he won't be able to fight Jorge Masvidal. It was kind of very, very difficult situation for me. I was thinking it will never change, and I was thinking that Gilbert Burns is not fighting Kamaru Usman. Sorry, I misspelled. Anyway, he was doing a great job here, and Gilbert was training. He was training so hard, and in the end, it didn't play out well for him, as we were all heavily rocked by what happened, and I was so sad when I found out that Gilbert Burns won't be fighting. So the fight card is kind of modified, and those modifications, UFC 251 and other cards left a very, very big trail, Right now, the main event of the evening will not proceed as planned, and Jorge Masvidal stepped in. How are you, bro? And Jorge Masvidal stepped in, and we will now. I already gave predictions. You can watch my videos, and it's going all right. When it comes to popularity, Masvidal is more popular than Durinho Burns, but I can tell you that I think Burns could kick Usman's ass, but Masvidal hardly, very hardly. When it comes to popularity, you never know. Maybe it will be more views. I mean, Masvidal is more popular, but I believe Gilbert Burns is a better fighter, and I believe it was a very, very heavy blow for the world of UFC. About all other fights, it kind of remained the same or so. Marcin Tybura will be fighting Maxim Grishin. I will film this prediction when I have some time. Only Marcin Tybura and Maxim Grishin. I will update it. Some stuff are changing so quickly, and sometimes I'm unable to follow. Sometimes I'm simply unable to follow. We will see. And at UFC on ESPN Qatar versus Ige, well, there was so many changes, man. So many changes in this fight card, and Jimmy Rivera versus Cody Stamann. It will happen, but it will happen as an unplanned bout, And we got Modestas Bukauskas. Well, this is interesting. Modestas Bukauskas was slated to fight Jimmy Moreira, Oh, I forgot to say that Mike Brown is also tested positive, so he won't corner Jorge Masvidal. So that's going to be a very, 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 very hard, brutal way to go. And right now, in this clash, we had so many delays, and Modestas Bukauskas was training for Vinicius Moreira, and in the end, not a good way to go, because when you train for a grappler and a striker like Michailidis comes, it disturbs you totally, It disturbs you 100%, and it's not gonna be a good way for Modestas Bukauskas. But I still believe Modestas Bukauskas could outwork his opponent. I still believe Modestas Bukauskas trained so hard, and I still believe he is going to put on a real show, because Modestas Bukauskas, man, he was one of my first interviews, and I will never forget him. That when I was in the beginning of my career, Modestas Bukauskas helped me a lot. And in this card, we also had delays of Brazilian fighters. I mean, some Brazilian fighters were tested positive, and it was so sad, man, so sad. And we were like all heavily rocked, and then Alexander Daskalchuk's opponent pulled out of the fight. It was another very, very sad blow, and it was very, very hard way to go. I will get back pretty much soon, because I have to just turn on the air conditioner, take some water, and I'll be back soon, and we will continue the discussion, and we'll see which way is it going to go. Give me 1 minute, please. Yeah, I'll be back very much swiftly. All right, here we go. Let's discuss. Let's continue the discussion. This is going to be very, very interesting. We had a lot of ups and downs, so many ups and downs, and so many fighters will not be able to appear at this event, which is a serious blow for all of us, fans of the greatest sports in the world. And on the next weekend, not on this one, well, we have Figueiredo versus Benavides, we have Hermansson versus Gastelum, Diakise, Fiziev, Ariane Lipski, Lana Carolina, Alejandro Pantoja, Askar Askarov. For now, most of the card is not changing. We only had a short minute change in the fight between Malcolm Gordon and Alexander Daskalchuk for Magomedov, and we'll see who's going to step in as a short notice replacement. We'll see which way is this going to go. and I believe it's gonna be very very fun to watch, But I was always, I was always thinking of the potential changes in the protocols and such things, and this is actually a good idea, really, really good idea with UFC choosing to transition to Yas Island. It's very, 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 very good idea. Kind of isolated from all these terrible events, from all these unpopular measures and such things. Yeah, that's definitely a good way to go. I say, when you transition to Yas Island, you were probably doing a great job. People were criticizing Dana so much, telling that Fight Island is not real, that this is only the part of imagination or so. But Dana White, he kept fighting, Dana White has never lost his faith, and that's something I really and honestly like about Dana White. He was fighting for the promotion, He was fighting for the greatest promotion in the world, and he was really giving everything he had, to put on the show and to make us feel the great sides of MMA. He didn't let us suffer, and we didn't suffer that much compared to other sports. And UFC proceeds as planned. Maybe it will be hard in the months or days to come. You never know. I mean, I'm sure there will be a lot of ups and downs or so, because it's kind of unpredictable market, as well as you already know. But I'm thinking about what could we come up next, and my next suggestion for this. I believe Yas Island is a great step in the great direction. It's a really, really great step, because whenever I saw someone pulling out of the cart, I was super sad. I was saying, all right, man, we had problems. Everybody faces problems, but did we solve them? Did we do something to solve them? Some other sports haven't got back on their feet yet, and it's a sad story for me. To be honest, it's very, very sad data for me, because, for example, NHL is not back on its feet, NFL and some other sports, but MMA keeps rocking, man. MMA is still active. Dana White is doing everything he can to push this amazing story and to keep the sport alive. So it's kind of great. Fighters will fight in tropical surround. I don't know. Maybe some fighters will enjoy it. Some fighters maybe won't enjoy it. But the show must go on, and that's true. The show must go on. So you should never say stop to the show, because this show, it's meant to be. This show is going to create a lot of good things, and this show will make us respect Dana White. Anyway, he got back on his feet very early on, and we enjoyed the greatest sport in the world. We really, really enjoyed, and we were having a great time. We were having fun. We were in the eye of the hurricane, but Dana White, he saved us. So right now, Yas Island is going to be a great pick and great choice for fighters, and I believe it's going to be one of the most powerful and greatest events, And Dana White will be remembered as the man who gave everything he had to the world of UFC, to the world of mixed martial arts. He even risked with fights without fans. I mean, it was a great way to go for Dana White. A really, really great way to go, and I'm super happy because of that. I'm super thrilled, and I'm super excited. Because we were like in a heavy situation. We still are. I'm not gonna lie to you. We still are in the heavy situation. But show keeps going on. Nobody says it has to stop. It ain't gonna stop. The ball has to. Dana White keeps the ball rolling. Dana White made sure that the ball is rolling. And thank you, Dana White. Thank you so much for this. You really did a fantastic job, and you really helped us enjoy the most powerful promotion in the world, and to see why is this actually. Before that, I was unsure about MMA. I was unsure of my intentions, and I was unsure what's going to happen next. Then during this break, I was so much trying to interview fighters to make the name and to push the story too, because MMA is my life. That's what makes difference between me and other journalists. And Silent is a hell of a great move. But in this event for this weekend, I will be specially focused on fight number 1 between Martin Day and Davy Grant. I will chant Martin Day's name. Got to tell you that. Please don't criticize me. And of course, the fight that brings the greatest hype in Europe is Volkan Oezdemir versus Yuri Prochazka. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. We also, when it comes to other fights, well, we got one guy from Serbia, Dusko Todorovic. He fights John Phillips. It's gonna be a tough fight. But in this fight, I will chant Modestas Bukowski's name, because that guy also helped me. I will never forget him that. Sorry. And in the next fight, well, we have some potentially big names we also had in the other fight. But I'm saying it's going to be a hell of a show. It's going to be a hell of an event, if you ask me. A hell of an event. And I'm inviting all of you. Watch every single Silent show. Every single. I will now have to go because I must get up early on tomorrow and so, but I'm so happy that we did so great job here, and thank you guys for inviting me to the interviews. I'm always open. Any MMA fighter is welcome. Any MMA journalist is welcome. I mean, if you want my thoughts or so, you can always message me. I'm pretty much responsive on Instagram, so you can message me if you need anything. I don't like my shows or something like that. You can always message me and follow me this weekend. I will do LFA live commentary, probably, because it airs at UFC on Fight Pass. And I will also comment this lovely event, this UFC 251. The show must go on. Thank you so much for following and watching me, guys, and the show must go on. We will never surrender. The last, that statement. Spartans will never surrender. That's what I like to say. That's what I like to think about. Silent just means UFC will go on. UFC will continue, and UFC will never surrender. We will see, man. But I'm super hyped for this. Tune in for LFA. I will probably have it. I'll post everything at my community tab. Tune in for LFA. And of course, tune in for UFC. For UFC 251. It's going to be a hell of an event. Goodbye to everyone. Catch you all next time. And thanks for following me. You're doing a great job. Hats off to all of you.